It's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but don't fear, we've got football to perk up our spirits as we join you from Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they finally get to it out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46.
In the course of the game, we focus on the offense and the defense, and we give lip service to the special teams. It's way bigger than that. The third phase of any football team, and special teams provided the spark to begin this game.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just one. You talk about this Bengals defense. They enter play here number 11, just outside the top 10 in the league in stopping the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the number 1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he's down right along midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Next to the air. That's going to be caught by Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons are on the board first here this afternoon. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And just shutting him off there. But a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Able to find Higgins. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Draw play for Brown. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 7 yards there and a 1st down. The Bengals at 3-5, 2 games under 500. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. Second down now. You talk about this Falcon defense. They were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 43-yard line.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. And Burrow going to keep it himself. And he is going to have a bonus first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Burrow looking to pass. It's complete to Brown, right side. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why we just saw shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play, one-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Burrow. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. 3rd and 9 here. Throwing Nix. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. A gain of 22. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. And that's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Motion left with Mooney. Now it's Nix. He's got his man downfield. It's Robinson. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Nix looking to throw again. Touchdown, Falcons! Drake London from 8 yards out. And the Falcons lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Burrow on play action. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Now Burrow. Got him at 12. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Now it's Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Noah Fant, 30 yards. And the Bengals have cut it back within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. So the hold on special teams backs him up all the way inside the 15 to start. To throw, here's Nix. Here's a screen for Robinson. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Robinson up the middle. Able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Here's Nix. That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 2 yards to go, second down. To throw is Nix. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up the first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
First down, here's Estimate. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 23.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Nix from the shotgun. Now he'll tuck this and run. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And they work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Now here's a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Robinson. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. Nix to the air. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Robinson will score. Touchdown Atlanta. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Andre Yoshibas, 73 yards. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Operating from the gun. Here's Nix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Working out of the gun is Nix. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. Operating from the gun, Nix. That is caught inside the 5. And the Falcons are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Here's a quick throw right side. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. They'll go play action with Nix. Mr. Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Falcons will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. This is intercepted. And the Falcons will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness, it's been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Second and 10. Throwing Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. Locates Mooney on the out route. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
But this is one wide receiver whose toughness will never be questioned because he fires off the line of scrimmage, runs his route, and he understands sometimes the collision is going to happen. In this case, steals himself well, keeps the arms extended, and makes a big-time catch.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was on the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 7. This is Brown on the draw play. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Burrow. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slam, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now it's Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Again, it's Robinson. And he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 2nd down and 3 with right around 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 3's all around. Robinson going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They'll get him down at the 3. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Running right, here's Estime. He was trying to turn the corner, but he will go nowhere. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Koo knocks this one through the post. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bengals drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That one taken in by Burton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And this one complete to Burton. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Robinson, he'll try the left side. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. Robinson gets the toss on the right side. Trying. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And able to get this out to the 25. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They defer to Brown to start the drive. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this third quarter of play. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Down the left sideline. He's on his way. And he will take it all in for a Bengals touchdown. Chase Brown, 75 yards. And the Bengals get a bit closer. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion no good. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. And now they'll audible to something else. The tight end in motion right. To throw, here's Nix. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Quick, slow, caught by Cook. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Here's Nix. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Trey Hendrickson. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Nix. Oh, a forced mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Bell. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
And still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. A 3-score game here late. You
can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Burrow will throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase, 29 yards. And the Bengals have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
We're all about the numbers.
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Well, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Back to throw. Nix toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Koo knocks this one through the post. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now Burrow. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated Bruce. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And that ball going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
And off to the
bounces down the right side. Inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Drake London, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. We're facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. And he will take it out in for a Bengals touchdown. Chase Brown with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And a dump off here to Robinson.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They'll send Kirk in motion right. And he's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
The Falcons send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will get inside the 20 and be touchdown just outside of the 15-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now it's Burrow. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Throwing, Burrow. hands him off. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely four-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's third down. Burrow.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Fourth down, 10 yards to go. Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
To throw, Burrow. Open man is Yoshibas. Down the left sideline. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Andre Yoshibas, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
So a big play coming up for the Bengals as they'll indeed go for two. They'll try to run it here. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it at practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these two-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for two and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on two-point plays as well.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Down to a knee, and the defense, they can't stop that clock. A couple more of those, and it's going to be victory.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Here's Jones on the return. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or
and got his man complete. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a two-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Look at that one big call left. Here we go. The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have two to possibly take this to overtime.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the two-point conversion to tie the ball game. Now Burrow. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the fourth. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as it kicks away here. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. This is 1st and 10. Throwing Nix. That's caught by Pitts. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. 2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. Nix to the air. Now he's going to step up and run. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is. Checks this one down to Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Here's 1st and 10. A quick throw out wide to Mooney. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And his kick is good. Despite the rainstorm, a good snap, a good hold, and the kick went through. And the Falcons are going to win the game. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Falcons, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they'll get